Put your hands behind your back, please.
I'm going.
Put your hands behind your back, please.
Constantly questioning what I'm asking. Just being difficult.
You need to learn the law. Don't point. Don't.
What happens when a state trooper mistakes constitutional rights for criminal behavior? In this video, a peaceful journalist exercising his First and Fourth Amendment rights is detained, handcuffed, and threatened, all because he refused to show ID without cause. But what's worse, Internal Affairs says he was the problem. You won't believe how deep this abuse of power goes.
Brett Kavanaugh. Wow, that's like the Supreme Court Justice.
He spelled it with a K. That's really
Brett Kavanaugh.
Yep.
That, ladies and gentlemen, is how you interact with a member of the public peacefully exercising their rights. Unfortunately, things are about to take a turn for the worst.
The Supreme Court Justice.
Morning, sir. How are you?
Good morning. How are you, sir?
Trooper Lavoy with the State Police. How are you doing today?
How you doing, Trooper?
Good. I'm here to find out what your business here is at the airport today.
My business is none of your business, Trooper Lavoy, but I was nice enough to tell you, and look what I got for it.
Nothing. Just gathering content for a story. I'm an independent journalist.
Oh, great. Do you have your ID on you?
I'm not going to provide you my ID, Trooper.
By a state trooper for your ID, you're going to have to provide that.
Wrong. You do not have to surrender your Fourth Amendment right unless the law enforcement officer has reasonable articulable suspicion of a crime, which he admits several times he does not.
This Connecticut, sir, is not a stop and ID state, and unless you have reasonable articulable suspicion,
I'm about to do that. I'm not here to get a legal advice from you.
You should have taken the legal advice while you had the chance, Trooper.
Yeah.
I'm asking legally an order from a state trooper to provide me your ID. You're causing alarm at the airport. Multiple people have come up to us asking what you're doing.
There's a TSA supervisor who just told me I was well within my rights.
Please?
Sir, let's
Put your hands behind your back, please.
I'm going.
Put your hands behind your back, please.
Look how quickly this trooper escalates the situation. He went from immediately demanding identification to putting me in handcuffs within seconds of this interaction starting.
Sir, okay.
Sir,
I'm not going to cause any alarm. I don't.
Last answer.
I don't have any. I'm not going to put any. I'm not. Throws my cell phone to the floor, stopping it from recording, a First Amendment violation, and then a Fourth Amendment violation by placing me in handcuffs. I don't even have any ID on me, sir.
That's going to be it. Okay.
I can give you my name and date of birth if you'd like. Do you have your body camera on, sir?
581.
One detained, refusing to provide ID. Is there anything on you that's going to harm me, poke, anything sharp?
I don't consent to any searches.
I didn't ask you that. Is there anything on you that's going to harm me?
No, and I don't
Knives,
consent.
needles, weapons?
No.
No?
Just the camera of mass destruction that you are terrified of.
Where's your ID?
I don't have one.
No? What's this, sir?
That's my car key. Sir, I'm an independent journalist working on gathering content for a story.
Okay.
I have not broken any laws.
No one said that you did. You're not under arrest right now. You're being detained.
But why are you detaining
You're
me?
interfering with my investigation.
Sir, you need to have reasonable articulable suspicion.
I'm articulating that to you right now, that you're causing a disturbance at the airport.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
By gathering content, I'm an independent journalist, sir.
You need to stop trying to teach me
Why
legal.
are you shaking? I'm not going to hurt you.
You
I
need
promise
to
you that.
stop and listen to me. Listen to me. Listen to me. I'm trying to identify you.
Do you see? He's shaking like a leaf, and his voice is cracking. He's the kind of officer that would unload his pistol into a car when he hears an acorn fall on the hood.
Because you're causing a disturbance at the airport. You refuse to provide me your ID. You're clearly doing this on purpose.
I'm not.
So we're going to go through the books.
I'm gathering content for a story. I told everybody I'm an independent journalist.
I get that. Now we're going to prove that, sir.
There is no proof of that. The First Amendment grants me the right.
What's your last name?
I'm going to ask you a question, and then I'm going to
ask you again. What's your last name?
If I do not give you my name, sir,
you're going to be placed under arrest and taken to be fingerprinted to identify you.
Bingo. There you go. Threat of arrest. That's all I needed.
Okay, my last name is Reyes.
How do you spell that?
R-E-Y-E-S.
Yeah.
As long as you say that, you know, if you say you're going to put me under arrest, I will give you my name.
That's what we would have to do to identify you. It's not what I want to do.
You have no idea.
I came over here just to identify you.
You have no right to identify
Your first name, Mr. Reyes?
You have no right to identify.
Are you going to stop arguing with me? Because this is causing a big problem now.
My first name is S-E-A-N.
Yep.
P-A-U-L. One word. Can I get your supervisor here, Lavoy? One. Under threat of arrest, I'm providing you that information.
It's not a threat. It's me telling you what has to happen.
Can I speak to your supervisor a little bit?
Absolutely.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Troops, you know who I mean as the fuel farm?
Looking back, he was shaking the entire time. I don't know if he was scared, nervous, or maybe he was on some sort of substance. I do not know.
1021.
Do you have a Connecticut driver's license?
No, sir.
Where do you have a driver's license?
Sir, I don't want to, since I'm being detained, I gave you my name under threat of arrest. I'm not going to answer any more questions till your supervisor gets here, please.
Not a problem.
Invoke my fifth.
Okay. 581 Bradley.
581.
Name and date of birth. Unknown on the state, he's refusing to provide that. Let me know when you're ready. What state do you reside in?
Sir, I told you, since you're detaining me, I'm not going to answer any more questions. I'm going to invoke my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent because I want to speak to a supervisor, please, because you're making a big mistake here, Trooper. I'm telling you are.
Unfortunately, sir, you made the mistake by not identifying yourself.
I told you I was an independent journalist.
That's great.
No,
you still need to identify yourself. You're in an international airport, okay?
The law,
the security of everyone here is more important than that right
No, the Constitution doesn't end in an international airport.
Once again, I'm not going to sit here and go back and forth with. I'm not here to.
No, you can go back and you can do that with your supervisor. I'm here. If you whatever you need me to do that you feel that you're going to arrest me over, I will comply with that.
Mr. Reyes.
Yes.
There was no need for you to be handcuffed. You made it this way. You put yourself in this situation. Absolutely not. Not until my backup arrives.
Scared. He will not even take the handcuffs off. And then he blames me for putting myself in handcuffs, apparently, for exercising my rights, because the security of the airport is more important than our constitutional rights.
But why are you shaking? I'm not a threat.
I'm not shaking.
Sir. I'm not a threat.
You're detained right now. You're my responsibility. If you fall over, you're my responsibility. You're saying that, but I don't know that. I don't know that you're not a threat to anything here at the airport.
Sir, the way the world works, you can't handcuff people because you don't know if they're a threat or not, sir. That's dangerous that you're acting like this, really. Just because you're an officer doesn't mean give you the right to.
You're trying to provoke this, but it's not going to work.
Sir, how am I trying to provoke it? I'm trying to instruct you and educate you.
That's not your job.
It is because I'm sitting in handcuffs. You told me you're provoking
your Fifth Amendment right to first.
Well, I can invoke it whenever I'd like, sir.
Gotcha.
For answering any questions, but for education, I won't. You just violated my civil rights. Seriously, I'm not gonna say anything else. You did.
This isn't our first time dealing with you, correct?
I've never dealt with you before.
You never dealt with the state police?
No.
Never with law enforcement?
I'm not gonna. Are you a supervisor, sir? Sir? Are you a supervisor, sir? I am not. Oh, can I get a supervisor here? My rights are being violated.
We're working on that.
Why are they being violated? Because I'm in cuffs and I haven't broken any laws, sir.
581 negative.
Sir? Sir, there is, as you know, an unlawful detainment. This is you know what that's gonna happen, right?
Are you trying to scare me?
I'm just saying.
Are you trying to intimidate me?
I'm trying to tell you that this is unlawful, sir. I've been nothing but cordial with you since you came up to me.
Absolutely, except you interfered with my investigation and failed to provide your ID.
You have no authority, sir. You have no authority to ask me for ID, sir. That's just the fact.
I actually do once you cause a disturbance at the airport. If you were just here
I wasn't causing
and no one came to me and reported you to me, absolutely, you're 100% right. You could sit here and record all day. That's not the issue.
So by Trooper Lavoie's logic, if anyone came up to him and said, that person is suspicious, I don't like the color of his skin, I don't like the kind of clothes he's wearing, whatever the case may be, he would have the duty and the legal authority to investigate that person, including putting them in handcuffs and demanding ID under threat of arrest. That is very scary, ladies and gentlemen.
The issue is you're causing alarm and disturbance.
TSA Supervisor Brett Kavanaugh came and spoke with me and told me that I have every right to film the security checkpoint.
I did not deny that. Have you heard that from me at all?
So what
you're causing alarm and disturbance to the passengers. Multiple people came to me. I'm sure you saw me standing over there, and I was asked to come and find out what's going on with the suspicious person at the checkpoint.
Suspicion is not a crime, sir.
It's not. The crime.
Can you articulate to me a crime?
I did not say that there was a crime committed, sir. I tried to identify you to make sure that there was no issue here, and you refused to do that.
If I were you,
then you would not put your hands behind your back.
If I were you, I would invoke your own right to remain silent, sir, because you're just digging yourself deeper in the hole. You just said there's no crime. Come on, man.
Not at this point, there isn't.
There was never. Okay. Go ahead. You're right. There was never a crime. There's not going to be a crime, and I wasn't your body camera will show I've been nothing but cordial to you. I just was, if invoking my rights puts me in cuffs, I mean, I guess that's just where we are.
If you feel it was your right to not provide me your ID when the state trooper requested it, that's how you feel. That's fine.
Yeah, see, the problem is you think you're above the law, and you think you're above. You're above a citizen.
See, now you're projecting your thoughts because I'm in uniform. So
no.
Because I'm in uniform.
I'm assuming because you put me in cuffs.
Yeah, you're detained. That's 100% right. For failure to comply.
An unlawful detainment. Okay. Is the supervisor is coming?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. I'm sure he's going to explain it to you. I'm sure he is. All right. Cool, man. It's all about education here. I'm not mad. Trooper Lavoy. Good, you got a body camera. This is good. Great transparency for everybody. My phone wasn't. Imagine you did. This is what I'm talking about for law enforcement. Imagine you didn't have a body camera right now. My phone is off. I'm not recording.
Okay.
So what type of accountability would I have against you if you didn't have a body? That's why body cameras are important. It's good.
Okay.
It's good.
Do you know that the state police have had body cameras for over 5 years?
That's great. That's good to hear. Really, it is.
31 to transport, and I'll be out inside the
Where I'm from, they don't have body cameras, so I'm an advocate trying to promote that.
You should. We're still trying to find out where you're from, so.
Great police work, Trooper Lavoy. Trying to figure out where I'm from. Maybe I'm from Long Island. I don't know. I'm just guessing here. There's nothing that it's right in your face that would tell you I'm from Long Island. I don't know. It's just a guess. But great police work, Trooper Lavoy. You are really sharp one, aren't you?
It'll be interesting to find out who doesn't have body cameras.
De-escalation. If you do a little bit of de-escalation, things might go a little bit better for you and anybody else.
You could have too.
All I did was tell you I want to invoke my right. Is this a supervisor?
No.
Come on, man. Can I get a supervisor here? He's going to explain to you guys to release me immediately. I haven't broken any laws. This is insane.
You'll be released as soon as you're identified.
This is unlawful.
And we're sure that there's nothing being done here.
Bradley.
Cruz and Lavoy.
Sir, can I just ask
I've been very transparent, sir. I told you I'm an independent journalist gathering content for a story. Exercising my First Amendment right. That's all. Dude, the TSA supervisor he just told me I have every right to film the security checkpoint.
Absolutely.
He's the TSA supervisor.
Right. Mr. Reyes, you understand that. I've never denied that. That's not why you're detained. That's not why you're being spoken to. You're detained because you weren't cooperating with me when I was trying to investigate what was going on.
Because I wouldn't provide my identification.
Absolutely.
Just keeps digging himself deeper and deeper and deeper.
Understood. Well, we can have a difference of opinion. This is
absolutely.
America, but the only thing we can't have a difference of opinion on is the law. And you're a law enforcement officer, so I guess okay.
So can I just ask why, like, an officer asking for ID, why you wouldn't provide it? Like, what is the big deal?
The big deal is we have a right not to provide identification. Our Fourth Amendment right. This is not Nazi Germany, officer.
It's part of my rights, sir. I don't have to provide ID. If you didn't have a right to do something, why would you? It's a right. It's not a privilege.
Were you just arrested recently?
I don't answer questions.
The answer is yes.
I just want to clarify. I only answer the questions that I want to answer. I do answer questions. I just don't answer the questions that I don't want to.
So why are you asking a question you know the answer to?
Because I think you're just trying to be difficult.
I just don't want to answer any questions. Is that
you have an agenda here? That's what I'm telling you. Like, you have some kind of
agenda for. I didn't put myself in these cuffs. I told him I'm a journalist. TSA didn't put me in cuffs.
People tell us stuff all the time. Doesn't mean that we necessarily believe them until they provide.
You can't.
People lie to us all the time.
Just because you have trust issues, that doesn't mean you can put free citizens.
We have trust issues.
You can't put free citizens in handcuffs.
It's the nature of our job.
This is an unlawful detainment.
He said it right there, ladies and gentlemen. It's the nature of our job. They don't trust any of us. They will violate our constitutional rights for officer safety because they don't trust any of us. It's the nature of their job. You heard him. He said it.
And when the supervisor gets here, he's going to let you guys both know that, and he's going to tell you to release me.
We're going to release you as soon as we're able to do that. I'm not keeping you detained just because I feel like I want to. You understand that, right?
Yeah, no, you want to because you put the cuffs on me. You definitely did.
while I was here by myself and you weren't cooperating with me. Yes, you were handcuffed.
I was not aggressive.
No one said you were aggressive.
And all I told you was I'm not providing my ID because I don't have to legally.
Right.
I'm following
until
the
you
law.
were given a lawful order from a state trooper to do so, and you've chose not to.
That is an unlawful order, sir.
Okay.
And you're going to learn that.
Well, I'm glad you cooperated with it because it was getting close to the point that you weren't, where I had to physically put your hands behind your back for you.
Yeah, because physically putting somebody's hands behind their back is a great way for them to identify themselves. I mean, I guess it worked because he threatened to arrest me, and I did. But now I have standing in federal court for a lawsuit. So stay tuned for that.
I don't comply with unlawful orders, and that's just my right as a citizen to not comply with it. You might think it's a lawful order, but it's not. It's not. It's not. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 state troopers.
Well, until we could get the supervisor, everyone came for you. All right, sir. Multiple people came up to me, including TSA, saying this guy was acting very suspicious at the checkpoint. I observed him recording, which there's nothing wrong with that. However, when I went to identify him to find out what his business here at the airport, he refused to comply. Okay. Wouldn't provide me any ID. He's like pushing the limits. He's trying to test us, I think, and see. He's saying I violated his First Amendment right, and that he didn't have to provide ID, and that's why he didn't. When I asked him to put his hands behind his back because he wasn't being compliant with me and I was investigating, he refused to do so. It took me 4 or 5 verbal attempts to get him to do that. Okay. Had to physically put his hands behind his back. He's been compliant since, but constantly questioning what I'm asking. Just being difficult.
Being very difficult. Exercising my constitutional rights. Trying to educate this trooper, Lavoie, on our constitutional rights. Very difficult. Very, very difficult.
I don't think there's anything major here. I think this is what he was here to do. He says he's a journalist and he was recording, but he has no documentation of that. And I just did a pat down. I didn't do a search, obviously.
Well, where did you find him?
He was literally right here recording everyone, recording TSA agents.
Oh, so he wasn't on the other side?
No, okay. He's on the unsecured side, recording the TSA checkpoint, recording passengers, and people were just alarmed and disturbed by what he was doing.
Right.
People were alarmed. Are they alarmed by paparazzi? There's paparazzi at LAX, JFK, recording for celebrities. Are they alarmed by that? Why would they be alarmed by me?
So I wanted to make sure everything was safe. Okay. And that's where we're at.
Hi, Sergeant. Sergeant Drummond. Yes. Sergeant Drummond, I would like to be released immediately from this unlawful detainment. I have not broken any laws. Mm-hmm. Your trooper did not have any reasonable articulable suspicion to identify me or in any way. I talked to supervisor from the TSA, Brett Kavanaugh. He told me that I have every right to film the security checkpoint. This is a public building. I'm an independent journalist. He's violating my First Amendment right of freedom of press. And like I said, I would like to be released from these handcuffs. Okay. And he turned off my phone. I would like to be released from these handcuffs immediately. Okay. I have not broken any law, sir. Okay.
All right, why were you videotaping? Just out of curiosity.
Same thing I told your trooper. I'm an independent journalist gathering content for a story.
Okay.
I'm not going to divulge until the story is published. Now I guess the story has changed to an unlawful detainment by your officer, by your trooper, sorry. And like I said, the longer I'm in here, the longer you guys are violating my rights. So I would, as a supervisor, I would advise you to do the right thing here, sir, and have me undetained. Okay. Because I have not broken any laws. Okay. And your trooper has a grave misunderstanding of Connecticut law, saying that a trooper, if they ask for your ID, you're obligated legally to provide it. I know that you do not, that you need reasonable articulable suspicion.
All right, turn on. Okay, go ahead, I'm sorry.
You need reasonable articulable suspicion, and I think I would like to file a formal complaint against this trooper. Okay. And I'll be writing a statement to your internal affairs, but I'd like to file a complaint with you as a supervisor.
Well, I'm going to direct you to our professional standards unit.
You're not going to take a complaint from me?
I don't take complaints. We don't do that. You have to go through our professional standards.
That's not how it works with troopers?
No. It has to go for you
professional standards?
Yeah, and then it'll come down through the chain of command.
Okay, great.
We're going to be taking a look at that internal affairs summary at the end of this video, so stay tuned. It's very laughable what they have to say.
Well, I will advise that.
Could you do that for me? Can you advise him that that's not the law? That's dangerous.
No. Actually, he had a reason to question you. You chose not to cooperate with him. You became the subject of an investigation. So
I do not have to provide my ID unless he articulates a crime.
Okay, that's fine. Listen, do we have your name? Are you going to provide your name?
he told me he was going to arrest me, trooper. This is what I'm saying. I understand you guys have your thin blue line and you guys stick together. I get that.
Listen.
But what I'm saying is, if he's breaking the law,
or I'm going to leave. Stop talking.
I mean, you can leave whenever you'd like, sir.
You guys are all set?
When I get my things and go.
Where's this?
I'm going to get it.
Okay.
I'm going near my
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I don't want him going anywhere near my bike. It's very special to me. I worked very, very hard on that dismount earlier.
Be careful, man. Come on, what's wrong with you? Come on, man. This is all on calls for.
I don't know.
I'll be talking to professional standards since your sergeants don't want to do anything. You need to learn the law.
Don't point. Listen, we're done talking. We're done. Get yourself. Let's go. Let's go, sir.
Not even a simple infraction?
Huh?
Not even a simple.
No, just let me go.
Not even a simple infraction, Sarge. Please, let's get him on something because he hurt my feelings. He educated me on his constitutional rights. He was being very, quote, difficult with me. He wouldn't cooperate. He wouldn't allow me to violate his rights. So can we get him on anything? Simple infraction, misdemeanor, anything. Come on, Sarge.
This encounter is proof that knowing your rights isn't enough. You must be ready to defend them. When officers twist the law, ignore their oath, and use handcuffs to silence dissent, they reveal just how fragile our freedoms truly are. The Constitution doesn't end at the airport entrance, and neither should your courage to stand for it.
Videotape? I don't want to videotape. Okay, could you, sir? His constitutional rights are right now. He does not want to be videotaped, so please don't videotape him.
Number one, ma'am, I wasn't videotaping him.
No, we don't know that, sir.
Number two, he has no expectation of privacy in public. Policy.
Do you want to read the policy?
No, because honestly, because it's irrelevant, because policy does not trump the Constitution.
What happens when a library turns into a checkpoint? In this video, I walk into a public library taxpayer-funded and get told I can't enter without giving my name or recording with a camera. But here's the thing, policy doesn't override the Constitution. Watch how a simple act of filming exposes the disconnect between policy, power, and the First Amendment.
This building was erected 1895. Harriet Jones Rogers.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
I have to check you into the building.
Okay. Sure.
I see your name, please. Are you recording?
I am recording, ma'am.
I don't believe you can have recording in the library. Are you already signed in, young lady? Okay. What's your name?
I have to give my
Okay.
I have to give my name to enter a library?
Yes, everyone has to sign in here because we have a number of people that are allowed in each department of the library.
Okay, well, you could put good citizen.
Okay, you don't want to give your name?
No, ma'am, I do not.
If you don't want to give your name to enter, you cannot enter. Everyone checks in with their name.
Well, I'm telling you, you can put good citizen down.
Okay, well, I'm just telling you our policy. Can you, if you want to take a moment, can you step aside so I can help this young lady behind you,
I'll step over here, sure.
You can step this way, sir.
Hey, you can step that way.
Yes, you can
Sir?
step this way.
Excuse me?
Would you mind stepping that way while we help this person?
He's also recording and he doesn't want to give his
Huh?
name to enter.
What's your name?
What's your name?
I asked you.
I'm sorry,
What's your name?
What do you need my name for?
I don't know who you are. You're just a random guy coming up to me.
You need to check in. You want to check in?
I told her.
What?
She could use good citizen as my name. I'm not going to get, why do I have to give my name to enter a library?
All right, well, you can talk to the director. I'm not going to do this.
Fantastic. Okay, great.
2 hours. We're just asking your name to check in under, these are our procedures right now.
I understand that, ma'am. And I just don't want to give my name.
Okay,
I
then
don't see
you're
it.
welcome to not use the library, but that's what we're
Okay.
asking.
This is a public library?
It is a public library, and right now
So
these are the board of
I can use a public library because I'm a member of the public. I pay
Yes,
taxes.
And right now, under the conditions that we're living under right now, we're asking for everybody's name simply so that we can keep track of occupancy levels in the building to keep everybody safe.
What was your name? I'm
Liz
sorry.
Burns.
Liz Burns.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just if you could explain to me, how does my name
So that
assist you into?
So that we can identify you. We have a 2-hour maximum visit time right now.
Okay.
So that we just can keep track of who's in the building, so that when your time is up, we can come over to you and ask you to kindly leave.
Okay. Well, so I gave my name. You can call me Good Citizen, and you can refer to me as that. Are you going to check my ID as well, or?
No, sir. We're not checking your ID, and we're not trying to do this to be difficult. We're just trying to keep everybody
Me either.
safe.
I understand. I just don't see how my name keeps everybody safe.
What are you looking to do here in the library? What department are you looking to go into?
I'm just looking to go into the public library. That's all, ma'am.
Okay. Do you have a library card with us?
I'm not going to answer any questions. I just want to go into the public library. You think it's funny? Okay.
Weird situation.
Okay. It's weird to you.
No.
To you.
Hold on. It's just a protocol. It's just a protocol.
I understand. But this is you can't bar people from a public library, ma'am.
Please give Tony your name. If your name is Good Citizen, then we will call you
I
Mr.
gave it to her already.
That's fine, and we will take your name
I just
as
didn't
Mr.
ask
Citizen.
you the full information.
Thank you. So what other information do you need from me?
What part of the library you were going to go into today, so we can keep track of occupancy.
I'm going to go to all parts of the library here.
Okay, well,
all
which
parts
part
of
are you
them.
going to go to first? This is something we ask of everybody.
Where do you have videos? Where do you have not videos? Excuse me. Where do you have books on the Constitution?
That would be downstairs and non-fiction.
So that's where I'm going to go. That's where I'm going to go first. Okay. Thank you.
So your time is
Nice to see you, Mr. Citizen.
Thank you, ma'am. I appreciate it.
You have
Okay.
2 hours, just like
Thank-
everybody else. Thank
Great.
you.
Thank you.
Just
Thank
don't
you.
Put that in my face.
I'm not putting it in your
Please,
face.
back up.
Yeah, no
I'm
one
not-
here is giving you
Back up.
permission to.
I'm
Are
not
you
giving you permission to
videotaping
record me,
us,
so
sir?
record that.
I am
We're
recording.
not giving you permission to videotape, okay?
I don't, ma'am. Can I explain
I
it?
have a library policy that indicates if you'd like to videotape us, you have to ask us permission,
Okay,
sir?
ma'am.
Can you please turn that off?
Ma'am, can we have a dialogue here and a
Can we
conversation?
step outside?
Yeah,
Let's
let's
three
go
step
outside.
outside. Let's go.
Come on.
I'm not going to go
I
outside.
mean, we're just trying to.
I'm not going to go outside, sir. I'm not going to go outside.
There's people that are trying to.
I don't know why I could just walk around the library peacefully.
No,
You're making a
cannot.
scene.
You cannot record. This is a public building. We have policies
You
here.
just-
You
I understand
cannot
that.
record people without our permission. You can record the building. You cannot record my staff or other patrons. In
I
the
sure
library.
can.
And I am not giving. No, you cannot.
I sure can, ma'am.
No.
I'm sorry that you feel I can't, but
Okay.
I sure can.
Then I'm going to call the police.
So you can do whatever you need to do.
You want to step outside so we?
No, I'm good, man. I'm going to stay right here.
All right,
I'm going to stay right here. Thanks.
bro. Go over there with that.
Why don't you walk away from me?
You gotta step outside, bro. With this camera, turn your camera off.
I'm not turning my camera off. I got 2 of them, so
That's fine.
I'm not turning them off. Joe, you gotta calm down, okay, man?
Listen,
You gotta calm down.
that's not even my name, bro.
Excuse me?
It's not even my name.
She called you Joe.
She's not talking to me.
You gotta calm down, all right, man?
I'm calm, bro.
Okay, just calm down. It's not that serious.
It's not that serious. You're recording. Get out my face with that.
So leave. So go somewhere.
I work here.
So that's fine. You work in a public building, sir.
Right, but she's trying to talk. You want to have a conversation? We can have it outside. We're not gonna have it right here.
I don't need to have a conversation with any of you.
Listen, bro. Let's just stop.
You can stop whenever you like.
Listen.
Sir, you can't go any further, just like he said, and there's people in here that are trying to do this study.
I know, so you guys should keep the volume down.
Bro, listen. I don't know what your angle is.
He's not allowed to videotape patients while they're in the library.
And the director seems to be calling the local police department on me for being in a public library, exercising my First Amendment right to film in public. Excuse me?
You can't be on your phone in the library.
For somebody who doesn't want to be on the camera, you sure keep coming up to the
This is my
camera
job,
a lot.
bro. This is my job. You want to record that? This is my job.
Okay.
You cannot be on your phone in the library. That's the policy. You want some printout of the rules and regulations?
No, I
Just
could,
go
I could,
about
I
your
could, I
rules.
could print, I could print you out the United States Constitution if you'd
You
like.
can't print me out anything.
I could. It's a public library. I'm sure I could use a
We'll
printer
find
here.
out in a second, but
Okay.
you can't be on your phone in the library.
We will find out in a second.
Alright.
Maybe you'll learn something today.
Right. Look, you're definitely gonna learn something.
Okay, we'll see who learns.
You will.
First library I've ever been into that you have to
Give your name, where you're going in the library. So we can't film in the library, but they have cameras here. Doesn't make sense.
May I ask why you're filming?
Ma'am, you already called the police on me, so if you wanted to have a proper,
Ask why you're filming?
if you wanted to have a proper conversation with me, you shouldn't have called police on me.
Well, I'm sorry. You should have abided by.
I would have
regulations.
explained. Your regulations doesn't trump the U.S. Constitution, ma'am. You're going to learn that today.
Sir, this is a.
I don't look. You have video cameras everywhere here, ma'am. So your video.
I do, and nobody looks at that videotape except me. Just like
If I wanted to look at it, I could.
No, you could not. No,
This
you
is
couldn't.
this is a public library.
Yes, and you.
So that means that's public record.
And
You need to keep your voice down,
You're
ma'am.
causing a disturbance.
No, I'm not.
You're causing a disturbance.
You're causing a disturbance.
You're causing a disturbance.
Hi, sir.
Hi, how are you?
Well, can I ask why you haven't followed the library's requirements and what they're doing?
What do you mean?
They because of attestations and things like that with the COVID, they're trying to keep track because of numbers.
I gave them a name to use.
You did give them a name?
Mhm.
Okay.
Correct.
Did they tell you about their recording policy that they asked you to leave without or to stop recording?
Okay. Well, I want to explain. Well, what's your
Can
name
you
first?
just let me know, Officer Lubold. Can you let me know why you're here?
Okay. What's
Go ahead.
how do you spell?
Officer Lubold.
Lubold.
Correct.
Okay. Badge 260.
Correct.
Great. I'm here today because that policy does not trump our constitutional right to film in public and publicly accessible areas. So I would appreciate it if you honored your oath to the Constitution and allowed me to go back peacefully on my way.
Go back where?
And wherever I want, because this is America.
Is there a reason why you feel the need to film in here today?
Yes, there's a reason.
Okay, you want to explain that?
No, I don't want to explain it.
Why not?
Because it's protected by the First Amendment, I'll tell you that.
Okay, I'm asking if you would like to explain why you feel the need to be filming in the library.
I'm going to say I'm conducting a First Amendment protected activity, and that's all I'm going to say about it. What's your name, sir?
Officer Cummings.
Cummings?
Yes.
And your badge number? I can't see from down here.
Badge number 270.
270. Okay, great.
I'm just going to review their policy.
Yeah, that's no problem. You can review it.
Are you here by yourself?
I'm not going to answer that. Thank you.
In terms of
He's supposed to ask permission to film if he walked in the building with his camera on. Our policy indicates that he.
Hey, sir, just to help you out, there's cameras everywhere in here.
Those are security cameras. They're related to filming like this.
It's filming.
People have their privacy violated, and here he has no right to videotape people in this building. He can be videotaping what they're looking at, he can be videotaping what they're reading. This is completely against, this is violating their privacy here.
How do you have privacy in public?
This is a public access
I
building.
can contact, if you want me to contact our attorney, I'd be happy.
Well,
to
let's
contact
listen to
you.
the law enforcement officer.
Right now, you're in violation of our.
Let's listen to the law enforcement officer, ma'am.
Excuse me.
I don't know why you're getting upset.
Be able to further have this conversation outside, just so let's get some clarity on it. For
Yeah,
all the people.
I'm not gonna go
There are
outside
other
now.
There are other patrons that are inside
I
the
know.
library
So
right
let's
now
keep
who
our
would like
voices
to-
down.
Sir, did you come in here specifically to try to have some type of engagement? with the
Ma'am,
library
I can't
faculty?
force grown adults to act in a way that is not becoming of them. I've been very professional.
No, I
I'm
see
very,
that, but
I'm
I
trying
also-
to de-escalate the situation because she seems to not understand that I have a right to be here and I have a right to film. Whatever that paper that you have says is irrelevant. It's irrelevant.
Well, we'll get down to the bottom.
Okay, great.
Okay. If you don't mind just standing up here with me, it'd be great to kind of go through this, okay?
I'm gonna polite.
While we figure out exactly the particulars.
I'm gonna.
I'm a lawful law enforcement officer.
I understand
I'm
that.
asking you to just stay here for me.
And
okay,
I
while
understand.
we figure out exactly what's going on.
I understand that, ma'am. I understand you're a lawful officer, but am I being detained?
Right now, we're trying to figure out
So
exactly the policies.
I'm gonna. So since I'm not being
exactly.
since I'm not being detained, I'm going to politely refuse your request to stay with you, ma'am.
I'm telling you that you're not being detained for any reason other than we need to figure out the policy, we need to figure out the exact law I am
So am I
with
being
you
detained?
on the Constitution.
I hope so. You took an oath to it, man.
I know, I did.
Okay.
I did.
I hope so.
Okay, so just let us get through this and,
I-
be this gentleman that you're being, and just hang tight with me until we figure this out. We have a sergeant coming.
Good.
Okay.
Good. Maybe he can clarify things.
Sir, are you comfortable with the videotape?
I don't want to videotape.
Okay, can you, sir? His constitutional rights are, right now, he does not want to be videotaped, so please don't videotape him.
Number one, ma'am, I wasn't videotaping him.
No, you don't know that, sir.
Number two, he has no expectation of privacy in public. Thank you. One, two, three, four. 4 police officers.
This is the library's policy about filming inside.
Hi, ma'am. How are you?
Good, how you doing?
Good. Can I get your name and badge number, please?
Sergeant Jones.
Sergeant Jones.
Yep, Shield 255.
255. Thank you, Sergeant. And your name, sir?
Officer Casso, 5263.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, if you could try to keep other patrons off the camera. They ended up not to do, just if you could try.
I understand.
They have a right not to be filmed, especially when they're under the assumption in the library that no filming will go on without direct permission and consent from the library. So you can keep it on us.
Unfortunately, officer, they have no expectation of privacy in a public setting. This is a public building.
Do you know what the library's policy is on?
I do not know the library's policy, but what I will say, Sergeant, is that I know what rights are granted to me by the First Amendment, and I'm performing a First Amendment protected activity here today.
So
I'm not. Policy.
Do you want to read the policy?
No, because it's no. Honestly, because it's irrelevant. Because policy does not trump the Constitution of the United States. Anybody can write a policy, but that's not going to beat out our rights. It doesn't override the rights given to us by the United States Constitution.
And so what substantive right do you think you have to be in the library when it has an explicit
First Amendment. I don't know if you're First Amendment.
I hear that, but elaborate on why this building you feel like is...
Because it's public, it's accessible to the public, and that's it. I mean, it's a public building, so I have the right to film a public building. Just like, look, this gentleman right here, he has a complete right to film me and take pictures and do whatever he wants. I'm in public.
Okay.
If I go to your home, it's different because that's your private residence.
Well, they do have policies, so we're just going to look through their policies. And
Okay. Well, just policy. Like I said before, I didn't even speak to you. I didn't even speak to you, sir. I didn't speak to you. You too, sir.
So, Mr. American Citizen, this is their
Good
policy.
citizen.
Mr. American Good Citizen?
Good citizen.
Good citizen.
There you go.
This is their policy? Okay.
I can see it.
Do you want to take a look at it?
No, thank you.
Okay. So you are going against the library's policy?
And again, Sergeant, I would just make clear to you, just so you understand, maybe you can get a lieutenant or something, just to make sure, because I know what I'm talking about, and I know that policy does not.
Do you have it? Do you have it in writing? Or print it out?
Do you have a copy of the Constitution here, ma'am?
I'm sure I can get you one, of course.
Okay, so you can hand that to the sergeant, and she can look it over. And
Do know
you took an oath.
section?
You took an oath to the
Do you know what
Constitution, ma'am.
section it is in?
It's the First Amendment of the Bill of Rights.
So let's print it out, let's read it. And
That's fine. I mean, you can read it whenever you want.
The library is entitled to have their own policies and procedures.
I'm sure they can have their own policies and procedures. Yes, I'm sure they are. But I'm not. They can't trump a United States Constitution.
Okay.
It's not bigger than the Constitution. The Constitution gives me the right to be here and film.
Okay.
that just makes it easy. It sounds like he doesn't hard to explain. Right, he doesn't know what he's doing. This probably was okay for him to do because this is pretty easy. But to go to the next step, that's what he's missing. That will take care of that. You don't have to worry about getting another one. Afraid by telling him what to do.
Back up, bro. Back up. Listen, stop walking up on me.
I'm not. You
Stop
walked up
walking
here.
Up on me.
You walked up here.
Stop walking up on me.
Correct. Okay. All right. Okay. You're all set, ladies. Thank you.
I just go through. Otherwise, he's maybe I'll let it run out. He won't leave. We already asked him. Did you ask him? Yeah, we already asked him. Okay. So I have to just let him do it. All right. And what do I do if patrons complain about the video? They don't want.
You inform them that they're in a public space.
I'm not speaking to you.
I'm speaking to you, ma'am. I don't know why everybody has to be so nasty around here.
Because unfortunately, you're coming here attempting to kind of provoke. I understand what you think you might be doing, but
Okay, so let me explain it to you.
They do have policy.
Okay.
Please
No, I'm gonna explain it
elaborate.
to you. So if you don't, our rights are like a muscle, right?
I understand.
So if you don't flex it and you don't work it out, it's gonna get weak, right?
What is?
So I have the right to be here and film.
So you came here intentionally to just try to
I came
go
here to
against
exit.
a known policy of the library.
I could care less, man, what the policy is here. I didn't even read it. But what I'm telling you is I'm here to exercise my First Amendment right to film in public and publicly accessible areas. That's all I can say.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
All right.
You have a great day.
Citizen.
Thank you.
Bye.
Told you you're gonna get educated today.
I'm good. I'm very educated. You're gonna get educated.
Told you.
Yes, right there. Thank you, Casey.
The nasty library director. Very, very rude. I hope you learned something here today, ma'am. For the future. We're going to stay here for a little while longer. She is causing a disturbance, telling everybody on videotaping like they have something to be worried about. She said, apparently we have no rights to our privacy here. You're in a public building. She doesn't understand she's in a public building. And she's the director here. Amazing. This is why I do what I do. Free education handed out to our public officials. It was nice meeting you, ma'am. You have a great day, okay? I'm glad you got educated. Have a nice day. Hi, how are you? All right, guys.
Today proved something simple. If you don't assert your rights, they'll be stripped away one policy at a time. Public buildings aren't private kingdoms, and filming in a library isn't a threat, it's protected speech. We don't flex our rights to create problems. We flex them so they don't disappear.